Ooh, I have a question for you. Get ready to type your answer down in the comments, okay? No, for real. Are you ready? All right. Are you being the kind of boss that someone would actually want to work for? And are you showing up like the employee your dream needs to succeed? Well, welcome to the Mind Your Business Mentor podcast. My name is Stephanie. I am your mentor and your host. And I created this podcast just for you, the individual, the entrepreneur who started a business for themselves, by themselves, because you were pursuing a dream, but still find yourself struggling to live a life somewhere in between. And that struggle is usually centered around three things: clarity, time, and money. But today we're not talking about your schedule. We're talking about who is running things. Because the truth is, every entrepreneur plays two roles. Wait a minute, more like 10 to 15 roles. But we're going to keep it simple today. That's the boss and the employee. And success happens when they stop fighting against each other and they collaborate. Okay, so let me tell you, when I used to work for other people, it was usually in the administrative capacity. I was responsible for keeping documentation, calendars, paperwork, all that straight, answering phones, ordering supplies, so on and so forth. And every company's responsibilities were slightly different, but it was all the same. And I enjoyed it. I actually build off of that skill set today. The two longest jobs that I've ever had is with 5 years with a petroleum company and about 7.5 years with a community gang activist nonprofit organization. But outside of that, I didn't work anywhere for more than a year because I got into temporary work when I got pregnant with my first son, and I fell in love with it. It gave me an opportunity to show up and show out. And I would just leave as I would drop the mic. It was variety. I never got bored because every job started off very intense in the beginning. And then by the time I got settled in, it was time to move on. So what can I say about the bosses that I've had? Some were good, some were bad. Some were strict and micromanaged, and some cut the reins and let me do my thing. And there was one particular boss who worked me to death. The compensation was up and down. The direction was scattered. So, I couldn't wait to get away from that boss. But there was a problem with that because that boss was actually me. See, when I was working at other jobs for other people, all I could think about was working for myself. And that's exactly what I did at least 1, sometimes 2 hours out the day. I was sitting on my computer, building spreadsheets, trying to work out ideas and ordering supplies, or at least looking up supplies, looking up properties, running numbers. You know what I'm saying? But I know it was wrong. Okay. You didn't need to tell me. I was just expanding my horizons on someone else's dime. Yeah, wrong. But that's what it was. And then I finally got the opportunity to work for myself. But I wasn't necessarily sitting at the desk at a computer, which is what I was used to. I was actually in my car. In 2018, I started gig working, and it was my first experience of truly being the boss, not on a part-time basis, but on a full-time basis with no safety net. And it was my first experience of really feeling like the employee. See, because when I got in my car and started delivering groceries or restaurant food or packages, it was up to the boss to make sure that I had work to do, that contracts were being applied for and approved, and that I kept a solid schedule to create consistent income. And then it was the employee's responsibility to make sure that I delivered on those contracts and that I offered the best service that I was capable of doing. See, I was in business for myself, but in a different way because I was leveraging existing businesses. These apps were the companies that I was working for, but how I serviced the contract, that was all me. That was my business, and I took ownership of it. See, the boss in me was smart enough to apply for multiple contracts so I would never have the excuse as it related to reaching my daily quota. And then the employee in me would never have the excuse that there wasn't any work to do, because if something wasn't busy or paying enough, I would simply open another app and work with them. So the time that I set aside to work for myself while I was outside and my children were at school, I was working. And by the time that they got out of school, I had made my quota and it was time for me to pick them up. But unfortunately, I can't say the same when I traded my car keys for a keyboard to go back to my dream of creating an online business. Now let's talk about this other boss, right? This boss, my boss, got busy and practically lost her mind coming up with all these ideas, constantly fired up, interrupting my sleep, making me look crazy in front of my loved ones, and the pay. It was up and down, feast and famine. She had direction, but it was all over the place. She was trying to do too many things for too many people. She had no direction, solution, no clear objective, no purpose statement, no solution statement, no XYZ statement, nothing, right? Just a 10 to 15 minute verbal regurgitation all over people. You know what I'm saying? For them to still ask after I got done talking, what is it that you do? And without that clarity, my vision was blurry. It looked like a mirage that was super close and super far at the same time. See, when you became an entrepreneur, a solopreneur, you became your own boss. Not the boss of your life, which is what we all are, but the boss of your life, your provision, your business, your purpose, your fulfillment. Think about the best job that you've ever had. Better yet, think about the best boss that you've ever had. Are you anything like them? What made them good in the first place? Did they see you? Did they respect your skills? Did they respect your time? Did they take your ideas into consideration? Did they give you the fringe benefits? Did they make the environment, your workspace, comfortable and inviting, to come to every single day? My intention as we talk about this subject is to be the best boss I have ever had. And on that note, to be the best employee a boss could ever want. Bringing my A game to the table, making sure that all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed, bringing my boss her vision to fruition with a smile on my face, a great attitude, an unbreakable, unshakable partnership. See, I decided years ago to be my own best friend, and that includes the boss and employee relationship. It covers all bases. So let's touch on a few points that can help you become a better boss. Boss mode versus employee mode, right? The boss, big vision, makes plans, set priorities, sees the future. Employee executes the vision, shows up, grinds, delivers, but needs clarity and rest. See, that's misalignment, and misalignment creates pressure with no results. But the solution could be like a daily check-in by simply asking the question, what do I need from myself as a boss today? And what do I need from myself as an employee? Harmony equals flow. See, the boss in you is listening to what the employee actually needs. And then the employee in you feels supported and not micromanaged. It's mutual respect, turning that chaos into clarity. Plan around energy, not deadlines, and delegate whenever possible, because you don't have to do everything yourself. You can use tools. You can use technology. You can utilize any of the softwares that help you in the industry that you're currently in. You've got to use the resources that are around you so that you can be efficient and give yourself time to recharge, because a productive employee needs a structured, sustainable plan. And then the boss must schedule breaks, support that recharge, and be realistic. Stop putting so much on the employee's plate and starting new things before the old things have even been completed and implemented into the marketplace to see if they work or they don't work. You've got to, you really have to think this through, and you've got to respect the budget, your time, and your money. See, the question is, do you believe in what you're pursuing? Do you believe that you have the capability of not just starting a business, but building a business and then successfully scaling a business? Do you believe that? Because if you do, man, hold on. Come here. I'm talking to the boss, not the employee. Hold up. I'm talking to the boss. You must give the vision time to manifest before you chase something new. You don't even know if what you put together is going to work until you work it, right? And then know and understand that you have to generate income because there's funds that are needed to support the dream and your employee. They expecting to get paid. Like, not when you get off your bum, or not when you keep coming up with all these ideas that we don't know if they work or not because we don't finish anything. I'm gonna need you to finish something and put it into action. Imperfect action. It don't matter. It doesn't matter whether or not the activity or the idea that you came up with is perfect or groundbreaking or different than anybody else. It matters that it solves the problem for the person, your avatar, your ideal client. It solves their problem, and they are more than happy to pay you in return because you have given them a solution. You have improved their life. You have given them an answer to a question that has resided in the back of their mind. Your business is only as strong as the relationship between your internal leader and your internal employee. You've got to build a culture of collaboration, not control. When you respect your own rhythm, your business will reward you with results. And results is what we're looking for. It's definitely what your boss is looking for. And it's also what your employee is looking for. And if you would like to get some additional support in getting those results, come to the website for the podcast, which is the mindyourbusinessmentor.com. And you'll also find a way on that page to not only listen to previous episodes and some more insights and get resources, but you'll also be able to join the community, because you may have started a business for yourself, but you don't have to be by yourself. I'm here. Our team is here. The community is here to assist you into making those dreams that you have as a boss and as an employee come true. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast so that you don't miss any of the episodes. If this episode helped you, please, I need your comments at the bottom. If you have any questions, please post them. If you have any feedback, I would like for you to post that too. I will definitely respond to every single one of them. Thank you for listening. You made a powerful decision on pressing play today, and I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to go on this journey alongside you so we can figure out how to mind our business together. And on that note, I want you to stay clear, stay focused, stay aligned, and most importantly, mind your business. I'll see you on the next episode.